So I'm W, and this is my intentional living channel. I've got some dogs chomping in the background because I just fed them, but this is my final attempt at trying to make just a Martha and Marley Spoon recap video. So in a little bit you'll see the video from my third day, and actually I think also my second day. It's been a while since I actually started this, but my I've been pretty pleased with the Martha and Marley Spoon box overall. The third recipe wasn't great, but it was because probably I didn't like the recipe itself. Not that the recipe wasn't good, I just didn't like the food. But it's good enough for me to eat for lunch today, so that is fine. I wanted to focus on just a couple of things about the Martha and Marley Spoon box. So one being that the user experience was pretty good on the website for ordering. Everything was pretty transparent. They show like the total cost for what you're spending, and everything was pretty like, so they don't have a huge selection of meals. The meal selection is pretty good. They don't have a huge selection of add-ons. There hasn't been a week where I've looked forward where there weren't 3 meals that I was really excited about, so that's good. In, I think, Christmas week, I'm going to be getting the sort of Christmas baking box with a cocoa cake, peppermint cookies, and like thumbprint jam cookies. So I'm looking forward to that and giving some treats to friends. So overall, for a simple experience on the website, I think that's good. For simplicity of meals, I've seen some reviews where people talk about like how there are tough steps or they had to use too many dishes to make the meals. I have found it comparable to meals that I would make at home, except the steps are a lot simpler. So I think that they do a really good job of breaking down the meals. Like, I think that I've averaged around maybe 40 to 50 minutes for each meal, which is more than the recipe cards say. But a lot of that is time where you're waiting for something to cook. And all of the steps are really easy. I think all of them pretty much came down to prep a veggie and cook it by usually baking, maybe make some pasta, cook meat by sauteing, and make a simple sauce out of a few ingredients, and then use that to add the taste that really pushed the recipe into the wow category. So I have been happy with that. I haven't been super excited about the quality of the ingredients. It all seems fine, but like everything tasted good. One of the packets for coconut milk powder got open in the box, so when I opened the bag for the curry, there was coconut milk powder over everything. So that wasn't necessarily ideal, but also wasn't terrible. I guess some people these days might be worried about contamination due to COVID, or just contamination in general, but with the way everything was packaged in the box, even though that bag was open, I wasn't worried too much about getting COVID or having like some sort of problems. It was like shelf stable coconut milk powder. Everything in the bag was dry, so I just used that without really worrying about it. What else? I think that, so my next box that I'm getting is tomorrow. Today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. I'm getting the Hungry Root box, so I'll be able to see how that goes. I feel like the recipes won't be as exciting, but they'll be quicker to make, so that has its own convenience. Although I've heard that one of the sauces that I got, I think it's like a green chili sauce, I think is really good. And I got brownie batter, and that's supposed to be really good. So we'll see how that goes. Um, I've seen like mixed reviews on like whether people like this or that. We'll see how I feel about it. I also got the tofu burgers because there was a couple who are vegetarian or vegan who did a review and said that it's the best tofu burger that they've ever had. So I figured, why not try that if that's the review that's coming from vegetarians. Um, and then after that, next Tuesday, I'll be getting another Martha Stewart box, and then the week of Christmas, I'll also be getting a Sunbasket box, so I'll get to try that. Um, I am thinking that Sunbasket will be sort of a balance between Martha Stewart, Marley Spoon, um, and Hungry Root. I'll have to say that, so I think that in order of like usability for the website, Martha Stewart is at the top, but Martha Stewart also has the least amount of add-ons, so they can have a more simplified website, I think. Hungry Root is really confusing when you want to get your meals because you sort of look at recipes and you don't look at recipes, but you sort of look at combinations of ingredients, and then you just sort of order the groceries, and then you can order more groceries, but it seems confusing and like a little bit frustrating. Sunbasket was really frustrating when I first signed on because on their website, when you're looking at their choices, they make it very clear that you can get add-ons. My dogs are now playing and making noise. So you can get add-ons. They're pushing a box across the floor. So Sunbasket is sort of like you can pick a certain amount of meals per week, and then you can add on sort of unlimited groceries on top of, well, I don't know if it's unlimited, but theoretically unlimited groceries on top of that. The quality of what they have seems to be much higher than Hungry Root, so you can order like lobster tail and steaks, or you can order like little pre-made pasta or grain bowls, and you can make they sort of have a similar thing to Hungry Root where they have suggested pairings, so like you can say buy a container of pasta sauce and like lobster ravioli, or you can buy a little suggested pairing where it's like try the lobster ravioli with this sauce and this salad. And that's very limited, like a lot more limited than Hungry Root. So I'm hopeful for the Sunbasket stuff, but just signing on was not user friendly because when you first get your subscription and you pick those out, it doesn't really show how to get the add-ons, and it doesn't say like, if you're interested in the add-ons, just wait until you check out, and then once you enter your card information, we'll pop you onto the next screen where you could choose those. It's just really confusing and like frustrating. I actually sent a little survey message to the folks there, so hopefully they'll see that I said I work in software and this was terrible and I hope you fix this. So not user friendly. The other big issue that I have with Sunbasket is that when you check out, they show like you have a 2-serving, 2-person meal plan. Each serving's $13.99, but also underneath it here is the itemized list of all the add-ons you got and how much they cost. It's just confusing because I feel like you could look at that and think that like the total at the bottom is like how much you spent altogether, because that's how you normally see it on a receipt, but looks like the meal plan isn't included in it, so I was a bit frustrated about that. I also have been dealing with some weird food issues where, because the holidays are coming up, I really am used to ordering, like, say, a rib roast or a turkey and having, like, leftovers for 5 or 6 days afterwards, or like freezing part of it. And this year, right now, I'm really trying to get away from that because that's why I'm throwing away so much food. So I had like sort of an existential shopping crisis where I tried to figure out how to make, like, put together food for the holidays, um, where I feel like it's special, but also I'm not going to have like 25 meals left from that. Um, so I ended up picking out like a couple of steaks and I think a salad mix and maybe a soup and a rice thing from Sunbasket. And I also picked out like some cheese and prosciutto, and I picked out the lobster ravioli with rosé sauce because those came highly recommended by a reviewer, so I figured that I'd try them. So I have the couple of meals um, for just the regular stuff, and then I have what will be a couple of meals for the holidays for something special. And hopefully, like, I'm trying to train myself not to make so much food and not to continuously overeat, because I have a hard time, like, knowing what serving sizes are going to be, and I have right now an issue with throwing away food. So this whole experiment is just a way to try to, like, sort of reset so I get out of those habits and, like, start thinking of food in a different way. So all in all, I'm pretty happy with Martha and Marley Spoon. I do think that one of the issues with subscription box, if you've never done one before, is that it's not like ordering groceries where you just like order the groceries and pick the day you want them to come and then they come in like 2 days. If you like need something right away, you'll probably have to, looks like my dog got either scratched or got food in his fur. Okay, but if you like just are looking for something that is like really convenient and timely, like for the Sunbasket, when I ordered, even though it is December 10th, 11th, it's December 11th. Even though it's December 11th, the first order that they gave me an option for is the week of Christmas, so that's a whole week and a half away. So there are like delivery schedules, there are like deadlines for you to order before you just get set whatever is like defaulted into your account. There are deadlines to order to like add things on. So there are sort of a lot of rules to follow. It's like it is a subscription service, so it's sort of set up to like go forever unless you do something to change it. So that's just something to be aware of. Overall, now that I'm in sort of the groove of getting the boxes, like I can sort of plan out like I want this box to come when, and then I'll have this many days to eat this food, and then the next box will come. So I think that I have that pretty good, like, set. So I think now it's just sort of making sure that I'm not then going to the store and getting stuff. Today I'm gonna have to get milk and cranberry juice and I think probably something for dinner, but then tomorrow the next box is gonna come from Hungry Root, so then I'll just go back to that same schedule. But I, once again, have gotten this up to 15 minutes, but that's still 4 to 5 minutes less than the other videos, so I guess this is going to be the one that sticks. And I'll just have to admit that I can't make short videos about this because I'm still going to have to add the other 2 videos I made to this one, but I hope that everybody has a good weekend, and thank you for tuning in. I feel like this is probably as good as it's gonna get tonight. I keep putting together an impromptu sort of video taping setup where it's basically my phone on top of a lamp. So it's good for now. So it's day 2 of my Martha and Marley Spoon box. I made the garlic lime marinated steak and took the first couple bites, and it's pretty good. The issues that I have with it are really my fault because I tried to cut corners in making the potatoes and now they're slightly undercooked. So, and I oversalted it. So is this something that I would pay for in a restaurant? If it was made by somebody like me who messed up the potatoes, then I probably wouldn't be super happy with it. If I had followed directions and used the right kind of pan to cook everything in, everything would have turned out great and it would be great. So one touch that I liked a lot is that they tell you to slice the lime and reserve it for sort of drizzling over everything, and I felt like the steak was a little bit bland, but once you add the extra lime, super good. The salad is also super good. This is the finished product that I made, which basically looks like the recipe card. So besides the undercooked potatoes, I think that this is another pretty good dinner. Would I pay $15-16 for this in a restaurant? So I think one of the issues that I have in general is that I don't know what portion sizes are, especially for meat. So this is one serving of steak, and to me, I'm used to seeing like a ribeye or like a large sirloin. Oop, it's falling over. And eating that as a serving when really it's actually even, I don't know, 3 or 4 servings. So this is a 4-ounce steak. I'm used to eating probably about a 12-ounce steak and paying like $20, $25, even maybe $30 at a steakhouse for what's really too much food. So this has a lot of potatoes and a lot of spinach. The steak's not super big, but I'm sure it's going to be a filling meal. So once again, the Martha and Marley Spoon box gets a big thumbs up, and hopefully the next time I'm oven cooking potatoes, I will think about this failure on my ability to cook the potatoes, and I will do a better job next time. So I'm not exactly sure how I had this set up before. It seems a little tight because I have this here, which is basically just a cart full of different onions and bags of nuts and stuff. I'm not sure how I had this set up before. Everything's a little just sort of strapped together, but we'll keep going. So it's day 3 of my Martha and Marley Spoon box. The first day was a cheesy chicken parmesan garlic like fettuccine dish. The second day was a really good garlic lime steak. That was really good. It was garlic lime steak and potatoes. You oven baked the potatoes. I have the second video that I'll post too. You basically oven baked the potatoes and then marinated steak with lime and garlic and oil and sort of mixed it all together. That was one of the best things that I think I've ever made. So I'm definitely going to keep that recipe. Today I've got Penang coconut chicken curry, and I messed up when I looked at this. online because it has peanuts, and peanuts make me sick. And if you look the actual description, peanuts is like in the actual description that was on the website, so that was my fault. I really like curry when other people make it. The actual dish looks pretty close to what it said to make in the recipe card, however, not my favorite thing. And I think it's just the recipe. So I'm gonna go ahead and eat this. I just wanted to show it on camera, and then I'm gonna come back and give, I guess, my final impressions of my first box.